to-do lists are your best friend when getting stuff done. There's no easier way to say it, and self-love is key. Even before I started journaling, I kind of like knew the things I was grateful for. If somebody's like being more rude to you, obviously like distance yourself from them. It kind of segues into the next point, which is how to be confident. If you're thinking about whether you're in like a toxic friendship or relationship, you probably are. It's Amaya and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video about, I don't really know like what the name is. I'm trying to think of like the wording. I guess it's a video about how I am making myself a better person this year. As I've been taking into account my New Year's resolutions for this year, and I've just been feeling so much more positive and happy about the year itself, I thought that I would make a video related to that. I know I've already made a video about how to make 2024 your best year yet, but this video is a little bit different because I'm going to be talking about more like mental health related things and just longer term things you can do to make the year better. But I've just written a load of different things to talk about that have made me make the year better, but also things that I think I should do this year to make it even better. So some of these things I'm still trying to figure out myself. But I feel like it's been a super long time since I just sat down and talked to you guys, and that's what we're doing today. I wanted this video to be super casual, so I'm just sitting on my bed. I've got myself a hot chocolate as well. So good. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and yeah, let's just get started. First thing that we're going to talk about to make this year better is to stay positive. Okay, so obviously I'm not this positive person 24/7. That is impossible. Anybody who says they're positive 24/7 is lying, because that's just not possible. It's impossible. As a teenage girl, I have my mood swings, I have my off days, but what I will say is I'm really proud of myself on how positive I've remained in like certain situations where like in previous years been super negative about the whole thing. I think one thing that has made me so much more positive recently is being grateful for everything that I have, and one thing that has made me become more aware of all the things that I'm grateful for is my journal. Even before I started journaling, I kind of like knew the things I was grateful for, but I feel like writing them down just like makes them go into my brain so much more, and I'm just more aware of all of the things I'm grateful for. Remember that life is too short. That is like a saying that I've been living by recently. Life is too short to be negative about things you can't change about another person and their actions. If it's about yourself, yes, you can change those certain things, but you're not going to have the right attitude to change those things, so you're more than likely gonna fail at like achieving those goals. For example, if there's ever any time that I'm having like a negative thought about something or someone, I literally remind myself that life is too short to be thinking these negative thoughts, and if there's a way I can flip the situation and think more positively about it so that it doesn't put me in a bad mood. Because what I've noticed is if I'm in a negative mood about one certain thing, it's really hard for me to snap out of it immediately. Ultimately, you decide how your day goes. So if I'm having a negative thought about something, I'm gonna have a negative thought for the rest of the day, and my day is just gonna be negative, and I'm gonna go to bed that night thinking this day was so bad because I was so negative about a really small thing, and then I'm gonna think that I wasted the day, and this whole like tangent of thoughts that are not good for you are gonna come into my head. So just stopping the negative thought as soon as possible is the best thing to do. It's literally up to you if you want to go through your day seeing life in a more negative way or a more positive way. And I feel like the more negative thoughts you have, you're just gonna think that life itself is so negative. It's not even just you, but the people you surround yourself with and the things that you do can also determine whether you have a more positive or negative mindset. But for me, I choose to do lots of things that make me happy. Once that sprung to my mind was reading. I absolutely love reading. After a long busy day of working or going to college, reading is just the best thing. I love it so much. Another thing that makes me happy is spending time with my family and friends, like playing games or watching movies with them or just going out with them. I find it so fun. Listening to music as well. I also love doing workouts, and just that boost of serotonin after you've done it, like you feel like you've accomplished something in the day. Those are just a bunch of things that give me like positive energy. But it's also about the people that you spend time with. If the people around you are constantly negative, you are so slowly going to start like thinking those thoughts. It's going to be really easy for you to adapt like that yourself. But if you surround yourself with positive, more like-minded people, it's a lot easier to act like that too. Oh, also, this kind of jumps off what I was saying before about spending time with like family and friends. Another thing is spending time on my own. And that's something that I've kind of always like been quite good at, spending time on my own, but I've now started seeing it in a more positive way than like a depressing, sad way. I've been trying to become my own best friend. And I know that sounds super cliche, but I feel like it's so true because you are constantly spending time with yourself, and self-love is key. It's so important to like take yourself out on like a solo date, whether that's like getting like a coffee, watching the sunset, going to the beach, reading, going out into town on my own, like, and actually spending like a few hours with just myself. I don't want to say I could never do that. That's another thing, because I feel like everybody is trained to think that being on your own out into town means you have no friends, you live a super depressed life, and all of this type of thing. At least that's what like I feel like everybody thinks about and what I kind of used to think about, whereas that's so not true. Like, it's so important spending time with yourself. So like I mentioned before, don't say like you can't do something. Like, see yourself getting closer and closer to the goal. If you just say you can't do it, you're never going to get there, and you're going to have this wrong negative attitude and just be like, well, if I'm never going to get there, then I may as well not try. Whereas if you see yourself getting closer and closer towards that goal, you're going to feel more motivated to like actually do it. Like a few months ago, I would say I could never do the splits, like that's so hard, and I'm really close to getting the splits now. It can be like a bigger deal, or like little things like that. Just saying you can't do something is just gonna like block your mind from even ever trying to achieve that. And last thing that I want to say for this question is just to preface, you're not going to be happy all the time. You're still going to go through some tough times. It's constantly up and downs. It's never like a straight line with life, and I think that's so important to be aware of. But it's up to you on how you choose to live it and what you take away from certain situations. I personally like to think that everything happens for a reason, and I always try my best to take away a certain thing from situations, even if they're negative. The next topic is motivation. So like how to stay motivated. I personally feel so much better when I am productive. Like being sluggish, just like not being bothered to do anything for the whole day, and then getting into bed that night and not achieving anything makes me feel awful, and I hate it so much. Having that like idea in my mind that if I don't achieve everything that I want to get done that day makes me more inclined to do the tasks that I need to do. And I kind of tell myself that I'm gonna have to do those things eventually, so you may as well get it done now. If you're stressing and pulling an all-nighter the day before you have to set something in for like an assignment, you aren't going to do your best job. Once I've done all my tasks and I'm like reading or watching a TV show, I feel like no shame in doing those things, and it's just the best feeling ever. If I'm meant to be doing something and instead I'm watching Netflix or like scrolling on my phone, I know it's wrong, and I'm like, this doesn't feel good. Just tell yourself to just do it. Like, don't procrastinate, just do it. And I know that's easier said than done, but like, just do it. Another example is I have to wake up at ridiculously early times. I have to wake up at 5 in the morning. Right now it's freezing cold and it's dark outside, so I'm not very inclined to want to get up and get ready, but I know that I'm gonna have to because it's getting me one step closer to achieving my goals. And if you train yourself to have that discipline and just get your stuff done, you're gonna achieve those goals. Another thing though that is great for like motivating yourself is to look at other people doing those things. For example, if you want to study, like looking up like study with me, and you can like study with them. If I see somebody doing something, it gives me more motivation to get what I need to done. If you're like here, you're not going to magically get here. You're going to have to do all of those tasks in between to get to your like final outcome. So like you have to do the tasks beforehand. You know what you need to do, you know what needs to get done. Literally just do it and stop thinking about it. I'm only 16 and I kind of sometimes think like, it doesn't matter, I'm only in college, like I don't need to like motivate myself to like do this thing because it's not that important. But what I've started realizing now, and I think being in college has definitely helped me realize this, is that this is going to be a skill that I have to like live with my whole life. I'm constantly going to be doing things that I don't want to do, like writing essays and stuff like that, but I'm going to have to do them. So I may as well train myself now to get my stuff done. And even with a job that you like, you're still going to have to do things that you don't like, but you're going to have to do them then. So you may as well do them now, like in college and stuff. I romanticize my life all the time. I don't really have like a specific like definition for this. There probably is a definition like online. Sometimes I will go to a coffee shop and do my work. I'll bring my laptop, go to like a Starbucks, get a nice coffee and do my work, and I just feel so much more like Pinterest girl doing all my work. A quote which has made me so much more motivated this year is yesterday you said tomorrow. I have that as a lock screen on my phone. It's basically saying that yesterday you said you were going to do your task tomorrow. Now it's tomorrow and you need to get your task done because that's what you said yesterday, and you're just going to keep on saying, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Just get it done now. Putting like quotes on to like inspire you to do something as like your lock screen on like a phone, laptop, iPad, whatever, or just having it like up on a wall somewhere or something, it's gonna like make you more inclined to do something. I feel like if you're putting something off, this is your sign to get whatever you need to done. Next thing that I'm trying to do this year to improve this year is to have a reset routine. The past few years I haven't really like listened to like how important it is to have like a reset routine, and this year I've started to realize you should have one. I've filmed reset routines in the past. If you haven't seen them, you should definitely go check them out. But it's basically where I give myself a whole day just to get whatever I need to done. So like if I've had like a week off college, like a half term or whatever, I usually am not working like as much and as full out as I would be if I was at college. Like I'm not waking up as early, I'm not like doing as much work and stuff like that. I'm just having like more chilled times. Just having a whole day to like get back into that like routine is so important, so that you don't come back to like college, school, work, whatever, and you're like, oh my god, I have so much to do. To-do lists are your best friend when getting stuff done. You guys know I absolutely love making to-do lists. Loads of my friends have actually said that like they've started making to-do lists since watching my videos. I just swear by to-do lists. They help me so much because I can remind myself on all the things I need to do. It feels so good once you've done something that like you know you've needed to do. Like you just feel so proud and accomplished, whatever that is to you, like having a day just doing those things. Another thing that's been helping me get back into like a full routine is fixing my sleep schedule. It's really important that like I go to bed by a certain time because I know I'm gonna regret it in the morning and I'm not gonna want to get up. And also less screen time, so like don't go on your phone like before bed. Obviously I like to journal and read before bed because I'm not staring at like a phone, because I don't know like the proper like wording for this, but being on like a screen, it's gonna like stimulate your brain because the screen's so bright. I feel so much more tired when I'm like reading before bed rather than like going on my phone before bed. And also when I'm procrastinating, it's more than likely because I'm on my phone. So sometimes I need to put my phone on do not disturb, put my phone away. Sometimes I like to put it in like a different room so that like I'm not gonna like check on it, because like if I'm walking into another room, I am gonna realize like I really shouldn't be going to get my phone, so I just will not get it and not get as distracted. Also another thing is to not feel like upset if you don't get everything done one day. Sometimes I have like 10 tasks that I want to get done. I find it hard differentiating. I think that's it. Differentiating what I need to get done and what I want to get done. Like if I have an essay due for tomorrow, I'm gonna need to get that done. Whereas if I just want to read, I don't like need to read. Focus more on the things that you need to get done, do those tasks more. And if you don't get the stuff that like you wanted to get done that day, that's okay, like it doesn't matter. Whereas the stuff that you need to do for tomorrow matters more. Next thing that's really important is cutting out the people that don't serve you. That sounds like really blunt and like to the point. What I mean by that is just if somebody's like being more rude to you, obviously like distance yourself from them if they're not making you like feel good about yourself. I wrote down like some red flags in like a friendship, but also like a relationship as well. If they talk bad about you behind your back, if they're not genuinely happy for you, they leave you out, if it's always like you making the effort to like go out with them and see them, and they're disrespectful to you and also just people around you in general. Those are just some red flags. There's probably more, and like they all kind of like link in with each other, to be honest. If you're thinking about whether you're in like a toxic friendship or relationship, you probably are. But if you like don't know, because that like definitely can be a thing as well, kind of like assess how they make you feel after like going out with them someplace. For me, I personally just always ask myself, is this person serving me more bad than good in my life? You should be surrounding yourself with people who make you happier, and if they don't, why are they there? Have a conversation with people who you feel like are being more toxic in your life before like cutting them out, because they might not be aware of it and they'll stop, whereas if they don't, that's when I feel like you should like cut them out of your life. Still be like civil with them, because life's too short to like fully ignore somebody and get like annoyed with somebody, but just like distance yourself away from them, so like don't talk to them as much. That kind of segues into like how to be a confident person. You're not going to be a confident person, I feel like, if the people so close to you in your life are constantly bringing you down. Everybody struggles in some way with confidence. I still go through it on an everyday basis, and I guarantee most people go through it on an everyday basis. Even if you can't tell and you don't think they are, they probably are, and they're just hiding it. Number one tip is obviously stop comparing yourself to other people. I feel like everybody says that, but it's so true. It's way easier said than done. We've all been there when we're like comparing ourselves to somebody, whether it's somebody you know personally or somebody on social media, and you're like, oh my god, I wish I had their life, I wish I had their body, I wish I had this that they have, blah 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 blah. Stop doing that, because you end up missing out on all of the good things that you have about your life. If you had their life, you probably wouldn't have some of the things that you have in your life. It doesn't benefit anyone or anything comparing yourself to somebody. What I like to do is to turn that comparison into inspiration. Another option, you can just unfollow them. If I don't feel motivated to get my own stuff done when I like see that person, then there's no point following them and like seeing what they post about. I don't want to be seeing this person on my feed all the time if it's just gonna make me feel bad about myself. Another thing to like becoming more confident in yourself is positive affirmations and positive talk to yourself. Again, it's like the training yourself to have a positive mindset, and once you have a positive mindset, you become more positive and you become more motivated, which were the things I was talking about before. Everything links in this video. If I find I'm being negative, not only about like myself, but also just about like the whole day in general, I'm gonna feel more negative about myself. Accept that you are beautiful and you were put on earth to look like how you look. I personally feel that when you like feel good on the inside, you will show that on the outside, because you are just radiating like this positive energy. When I feel positive, I just feel so much more like happy about the day, and I'm not kidding, but my friends can see it. Like sometimes my friends will be like, Amaya, you are like so positive and happy and like in a good mood today. I kid you not, people can tell when you're like super positive and happy. Last thing that we are going to talk about is how to balance everything that's going on in your life. One thing that I would recommend the most is to plan. If you plan, it's going to be so much easier on how to balance multiple things. On Sunday, I think the best thing to do is to plan out the whole week, Monday to the next Sunday, or it doesn't technically need to be a Sunday. It just makes the most sense for it to be Sunday, because that's like the end of the week. On the Sunday, what I think I'm going to start doing is write the times in the day that I want to do a certain task, and be realistic with this. That's like a huge thing that I'm gonna like definitely be aware of, so that I can achieve everything that I need to get done, but also have that like down time. So when I'm like reading, watching Netflix, spending time with my friends, spending time with family, all of those type of things. Because if you like are constantly doing things and like isolating yourself from your friends and family, you're gonna get pretty like upset, like I'm not gonna lie, but you're not gonna feel productive if one, you never have breaks, and two, you never spend time with anybody but like doing those tasks. Life is busy, it's always gonna be go go go, to be honest, so having a good planning system on how you can get everything that you want to get done achieved is super useful. That is going to be everything that I'm talking about in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed just hearing me like talk, and I feel like sometimes like hearing somebody else like think the things that you're thinking, but like saying them out loud helps. So hopefully this helped you in some way, find some like inspiration some way. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.